Okay. Today what we will do, we will see, like we will write one small example which is having some simple like calculator, some addition, some functions like add, subtraction, multiplication, division kind of thing, and we will test that scenarios by writing some units by passing some different inputs like addition. We will give some positive numbers, and we will give some negative positive numbers and two negative numbers, like that. These are the different scenarios, right?
Right.
Whether it's giving proper results or not. So that is our main goal, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So we will see that kind of example, one simple example. So the same example can be applicable for any complex application also.
Right.
Okay, now let me create one Maven project. So how we are going to create Maven project? So right click here, go to others, and you select under Maven, you will see Maven project.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next, next. So
So
here,
yeah,
yes.
I just have a quick question on that
Uh,
because I was also creating on the quick start,
mhm.
but my application is based on website. Should I select web?
Yes, you need a web project.
Yeah, web. My application is totally on the web. So
Yes, if you need sorry web project, then you have to select web.
does it matter if I am selecting the quick start?
No, 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 no problem. So what is the difference is if you select um, quick project and if you select Maven project, what is the difference? For web project, you need web.xml, correct?
Right.
So web content, that folder, it will be generated automatically. Otherwise, you need to add explicitly. If you select quick start, so you will not get web.xml, all those things. Okay, you need
Oh,
to add manually. If you select as a archetype as a web project, it will create web.xml, all those things for you. So
uh,
that is the basic difference.
okay. Can you create this on based on web?
Yeah, if you want web, right? So now I selected web. Now let me go to next project, group ID, my,
In a group ID, I put my company's name.
yes, group ID is company name and artifact is your project name.
Right.
Okay, and your version, and this is your package. So package name should be always lowercase, correct?
Okay, but I don't think I put the package name.
That
Does
is
it matter?
optional. That is
Oh, okay.
optional. This is optional.
Okay.
If you want, you can keep. Otherwise, you can skip it.
Okay. I think I put it the default one.
Yes, but as per coding standards, we have to keep package name as a lowercase
Okay.
and finish it. Where is that? So if you expand it, right, you will see src main Java something.
Wait. Isn't it J? You need.
Oh, sorry, I'm selecting wrong project. So this is our
Yeah.
project, right?
Yeah.
src main. Did you see this web app?
Mm-hmm.
So if you select as a quick start, you will not get this web app.
Okay.
So you will get only src main uh,
And then test.
test. One more folder you will get as a test.
Right.
So you will get src target anyway. You will get src main. You will get one more folder as a test.
Right.
So you will get in this way.
Okay.
So that is the basic difference between web and quick start. And if you open it here, right here, you can able to see some web related. So anyway, it doesn't pom.xml, it will create same thing. And did you see here packaging for web.x for web project? It is a var.
Mm.
For quick start, it is a simple Java project. Packaging is a jar.
Oh, okay. What's the difference?
So when you make, right, maybe install, so it will create var file. So right now, I think do you have any idea about web J2W concept?
Nope.
Okay. So as part of core Java, what we are doing, we are creating jar, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And we are creating jar and we are giving to people. So as part of web, right, what it will do, it will generate a var file. Did you see this? So we need to deploy this var file into Tomcat, meaning in one of the server.
Right. Tomcat is a server, right?
Yes, we need to deploy this one into Tomcat, any one server only. But whereas the jar, right, so you can able to execute it directly. You no need any server. Server is not required for jar. But whereas for var, server is required.
Mm.
So that is the basic difference between jar and var and web and quick start.
Mm.
So here var will generate, whereas in case of main quick start or Java project, jar will generate. So that is one of the basic difference. So you got it right?
Yep.
Okay, now what we will do, we will create one more project for our practice purpose. Now I will create quick start.
Sure.
So now file new. So main project. So like that, there is so many projects and so many archetypes. So you can select whatever you want. So if you see here, some of the all quick types are available: web, simple sample, some site archetype. So each archetype is having one kind of project. Portlets. If you want to develop one of the plugin meaning, so we used to add plugins, right, for our Eclipse, correct?
Right.
In the similar way, if you want to develop some of the Eclipse, your own plugins, so you need to develop plugin site. So this is the some of the different projects.
Okay.
So for our exam, for our JNet purpose, we will select some quick quick start. Next, so right here, com.test and artifact you can give. So you need to give package name is a lowercase and finish it. So this is our project. If you expand it, you will see two parent projects. One is SRC and target. Under SRC, you have to write your files. Under target, it will generate the dot class files and jar file. Okay. Under target, it will generate dot class files and jar. And if you expand your SRC, you will see main and test. So under main, you have to write your Java code. Under test, you have to write your test related files, meaning automation, JUnits, all those things will be there under test folder.
Okay.
So under main, you have to write your Java code. So if you see, Eclipse is generated one of the sample file called app.java. In the similar way, it will generate one of the test class for that app test. So this is the default one Eclipse got generated.
Hmm.
Okay, and now come back to, so to run or to execute JUnits, we are using some classes. Did you see this test cases? So this is one of the JUnit dependency class. So this class we are getting because if you open our plugin, right? Sorry, pom.xml. So the default pom.xml, whatever we have, so there is a dependency. Eclipse is created the default dependency with JUnits. So because of that, we are downloading all the jars related to JUnit. So if you want to see the JUnit jar, you can expand it. Not here. So this is the one, correct? So you will see the JUnit jar. So because of that, you can able to see this test case class, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Now what we will do, we will write our own calculator class. So now under app test, I'm going to write my calculator class. So how I'm going to write? So class. So this is my calculator class, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So finish it now. First method is public void add. So for add, right, I will take two numbers, two integers. So two numbers. So what I will do, I will make sum and I will return it. So this is my calculator program.
Okay.
So now I had to write some JUnits or test cases for this one, whether it is working or not. So I can give different inputs. I can give one positive number, one negative number, two positive numbers, two negative numbers. Correct?
All right.
So by meaning different inputs, and I want to test it whether it's working or not. So developer will write code under SR under Java, sorry, under SRC, and the same developer only will write these JUnits. Or if and sometime the testing people, they will add their automation test cases under test folder.
Hmm.
So there is a two ways we can able to use this test folder. Now what we have to do, we have to write JUnits under test folder. So you can follow the same package structure and right click, create a class called calculator underscore test. So this test should be either starting or ending, either test calculator or calculator test. So test, there is a word should be there, test, and you can write either starting or ending. That is up
Okay.
to you.
The word test is must be there, right?
Yes. Otherwise, it will not execute it sometime. So that is up to, if at all, if you want to configure some of the all you want to execute all test files, so it can be configurable. It's very easy to skip some of the files, or it's very easy to pick some of the files. So that's what you can use this kind of naming conversion. Okay, now your test class is ready. So every JUnit test class should extend test case. So meaning, so here we have to extends. So your JUnit test class is ready. Now what you want to do? Now we have to test our calculator, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So for that, what we have to do? So we have to write a method, meaning for which method you want to test it under calculator. Under calculator, so far we have written only one method, correct? add method. So I want to test my add method. So to test that one, so you have to write here one method, public void add test. Okay.
Mhm.
So this is one of my JUnit method. I want to perform some testing on calculator on add method. Okay. So now what we have to do, first try to get the object. Calculator C equal to new calculator. Okay. After that, did you see this? So basically this is my JUnit test class, and I want to test add functionality of calculator. So first you have to create an object for which class you want to test it. Okay.
Mhm.
And then which method you want to test it. What is the inputs? What is the expected results? And asset dot equals, meaning say for instance, it will return some results, right?
Right.
So calculator object dot add. So it will return some results, and that should be equal to 20. That is what you are expecting, correct?
Right.
If both are equal, then this asset equals, it will return true. If both are not equal, then it will return fail, meaning this test case failed. So if you want to test it, right click, run as a JUnit test. See, it got failed. Why? 10 why? It's a warning. No test is found in calculator test. Just add these life cycles and run it. Yes, now it is success, correct? So this is basically, so whenever you are executing any test cases, so we need to add this suit method so that it will consider all the methods, correct? So this is the default method, we need to add it. So this is the default method, so we need to add it. So, and we need to extend the test case, and we need to add return as part of test suit, and add your test class.
So it's pretty much you taking the public void add test is from the calculator class.
Yes, so this is the main functionality. So we are creating an object which class you want to test it, and which method you want to test it, what is the inputs and what is the expected results. Say for instance, now I'm giving 10 and 10 and I'm expecting 21. So this is right or wrong?
Wrong.
Okay, now let me run it, whether what will happen. So it's failed. So why it is failed? If you want to see the detailed explanation, click it here. So no test found. Why the hell it say no test found? Now it is success. Now let me give some wrong value. Now let me run it. So now it is success again. Back.
But why? It should be failed, right?
It should fail. Yes. Test app. Test suite. Test app. Add test. Test suite. Test. Extends. 1 second. So I need to copy. So this method also. So these two you need to copy and add it here and copy everything. The default methods. Capacities. What is saying? Com test calculator. Okay, so here we need to give our own constructor. What is our constructor? So this is our constructor, correct? Now it is fine. And test suite. So what class you are testing? So now let me run it. Yes, now it is success. So it is executing test app. So where is your test app? Yes, this is the one.
Isn't it? Okay.
Now copy it and paste it here, and now just see the results. It is giving test. Let me clean it. Run maven clean install. Okay, now let me run it. So here we need to register our class. We copy pasted, we have not changed. So now go back and run it. So now it is failed, correct? So now it is perfect, right? So you can remove all those comments, make it simple. Yes. Did you see this now? So this is the constructor basically.
All right, that's the
Okay. Yeah. After that, so this is one test case. So we have to create an object for test suite, for which which test case you want to run it. So test suite is having multiple test classes. Test suite is having multiple test cases. So one test suite is having bunch of or multiple test cases, correct? So this is one test case. So for each test suite you need to add which test cases you want to execute it. Okay. After that you can write your own methods. Did you see this? This is one test case, correct?
all right.
So under this test case, what I am trying to do, I am trying to test the calculator add functionality, and I'm giving two inputs 10 and 20. I'm expecting 21. So this is one test case. Okay, now first let me test with positive mean some varied numbers. So 10 and 20 is my inputs. I'm expecting, sorry, 10 and 10 are inputs. I'm 20. I'm expecting as a results, correct? So now let me run it, and you will see true, and this is my test functionality. So if you want to change the name, you can change. You can give as a test calci add, correct? So now I renamed my functional method name and run it, and you can see, so you are testing test calci add. So this is one test scenario, and this is success, correct?
Right. Can you put 20,
Yeah,
30?
it says I will change now. Some I will give 12 and I will give 11. Okay, so I'm expecting now 23. Fine.
Can you put the wrong value there?
Yeah, first let me test positive one test scenario. So this is fine, right? Now I want to add one more test scenario with some invalid number. Okay, now I'm expecting 20. Okay, did you see this? I'm passing 11 and 12, but I'm expecting 20. So basically, so this is a wrong test case, whether it should fail, correct? Did you see
Yeah.
this? The second one is failed because we can able to see it, the reason why the test case is failed. So expecting 23, but it is returning expected is 23, but you are expecting as a 20. Did you see this?
Okay.
So it's returning basically 23, but you are expecting 20. So this is the reason. It will give clearly why it is failing. So you're supposed to expect 23, but you are expecting 20. So because of that, the test case is failed. So like this, you can add some negative numbers, positive numbers, all the scenarios. So here you can test, you can add some negative numbers, meaning maybe you can add here minus 12 and 11. So what is the output here? Minus 1, correct?
Right.
And you can add here some big numbers, meaning some 1200, some 1100. So what is saying? And you can expect here 2300. Correct. So these are the some different scenarios, one negative, one positive, and maybe you can add two negative numbers. What will happen? Correct.
Mm-hmm.
So these are the different way to test calculator. Correct.
Right.
So you have to write it here. Maybe you can add here two negative numbers, and you can expect here minus 23. Correct. And right now, how we are testing? We are doing right click and we are doing tests, right, like this, right? So you can see the test results. How many test cases you have written so far? 5. And how many failed? One is failure. And errors meaning, say for instance, if the calculator is failed, if inside the calculator if there is some error like null point exception, class not found, in that case you will see the error count. Okay, so the calculator did fail, calculator successfully executed, right?
Right. The
But
class
only,
executed
yes, yes,
successfully.
only the results is invalid.
Right.
So that's what you will see, one failure count, and rest of the success count.
Mhm. Okay.
So in that way you can write different test scenarios or test cases and you can execute it. So in general, when these test cases will be executed, so that is the matter now.
Just a quick question. This is
Yeah.
you are using the Eclipse, right?
Yes.
Within Eclipse, is it a different version or?
It's not about Eclipse. It's everywhere. It is same. Say for instance, you don't have Eclipse. So how to run it? How to execute these test cases? That's what your question.
No, because you using JUnit, right? Okay.
Mhm.
Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. I got it.
So you don't care about Eclipse or not. Say for instance, you don't have Eclipse. You have only Maven project.
Yeah, you created in that in a JUnit project, right?
Correct. So now, say for instance, you don't care about Eclipse version and all. So now go to your location. Where is your project? So you don't have Eclipse now. Just you have written code. So now how to execute it? So come to your project location.
Mhm.
Right click and open command window here. Now, say for instance, if you want to create jar, how to create it? Maven clean install. Correct.
Mhm.
So this command Maven clean install. So Maven is a Maven command. Clean means it will remove the existing .class files and jar files and it will recreate it everything. Press enter. If you see here, right? So whenever it is trying to creating the jar, what will happen? It will execute JUnits also. Did you see this?
Right.
It is executing JUnits and it is trying to run 5 and 1 failure and 0 errors.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. Say for instance, if you don't want to execute these JUnits, what you have to do? You have to do -d skip test equal to true. So now it will skip the JUnits. Did you see now any tests are executing? Tests are skipped.
Right.
So in this way, if at all if you want to see the JUnits, you can able to execute. If you don't want to execute JUnits, you can able to skip it always. So that is the main beauty of Maven. Now open your project and open your target and you can able to see your jar. Did you see this?
Mm-hmm.
So your jar is generated. And now if you want to see your test results, JUnit test results. So now first execute JUnits. Now say for instance, now if you want to execute only your JUnits, so then Maven test. It will execute only JUnits. It will not create jar. Did you see this? JUnits are executed and 5 test cases ran, 1 failure and 0 errors.
Right.
And it took this many seconds to execute all the tests, 0.012 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
One test case is failed because the reason is this one. So it's returning 23, but you are expecting 20. And which method got failed under calculator test, and this is the method it got failed. What is that? Failed not equal to calculator wrong test. So this is the one. Did you see? This is the method got failed. Meaning this is the test case got failed. So under calculator test, test calci add wrong. So this is the test case failed. And line number 31. So meaning it will give full results. And if you want to see this results also will be saved in some location. So where is this results? And these results will be saved under, did you see this? There is one folder called Surefire reports. Open it and you can open. So it will be saved all the test results. Now we are concentrating on only, so this is our test results. Did you see this? So like this it will preserve all the test results. So you can run one more time. So I'm going to execute JUnits one more time. And try to open it. So you can, it will preserve the test results. So when it ran and how many, so this is a proof kind of thing basically. If you want to show to somebody else, you can able to show it.
Right.
And this is basically a kind of a result set.
Wait, how did you go? You went through from the index?
Basically in the same location you will see one text file and one XML. So if you click that XML, you can able to see the results.
Okay.
So here also same results. I mean the same, how many test cases are executed and how many success and how many are failed. If you see here, you will see here expected 23. So how many pass? Did you see this?
Right.
So all the test cases, this is success, and how many seconds it was taken. It's almost milliseconds. It's taking 00, something like that. But this is failed.
Okay.
So like that you can able to see the results. It will preserve all the results. So then you can give this test results to, maybe you can give to developers or who written the calculator program. So in this way you can able to test, meaning whenever you are creating the jar, make sure execute the test cases. If everything is success, then only you can create the jar. Otherwise you can say there is some issues. Correct? So it's very easy. Instead of giving the jar, instead of creating jar and testing, correct? So it's require a lot of manual effort, right?
Right.
But here we can able to easily find out the bugs before performing the testing, correct? So
Okay.
this is the advantage of JUnits. So like that you can write different methods in calculator. Right now we have only one method, so you can write one more method called subtraction. So here you can write subtraction and change the logic. So add one test scenario for this one. So how to add it? Copy this test case. So this is for test cal sub. So now come back here and execute your test. Now two test cases are failed. Did you see this? So previous one test case failed and current test calci sub also failed. Why? Because so when we are where is this subtraction? Yes. So here we are calling subtraction. So when we are doing minus, right? 12 minus 11. What is the expected results? So results will come 1, but you are expecting 23, correct?
Right.
It's clearly it is giving reason, right, why it is failing.
Right.
So at line number 32, so 12 minus 11, what is the results? Calculator is returning 1, but you are expecting
1 and 3.
23. So because of that, the test case is failing. So you can mark it as a 1. Then you will get, it will be pass. So now what you have to do, you have to run your JUnits again. So how to run it? Maven test. Then now only one test case is failed. So this is the only one failed. So it's returning 23, but you are expecting 20. So you can mark it as a 23 now. Now everything will be success. Now go to it and run it again. So now 7 test cases are ran, failures 0, error 0, skipped 0. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
And total time it took 2.48 seconds. So in this way you can able to get your you can able to execute your JUnits and you can able to get your reports. So and if you want to see your test results, and go to target folder and the surefire reports, and you can select whatever cases you want to see here. It's clearly it's mentioning, right? 6 ran, failure 0, error 0, skipped 0. Correct?
Right.
So this is very important. If you go for any interview, they will ask how you are testing your code. You had to tell I'm writing JUnits. Otherwise, they will not at all consider.
So, okay.
So basically, developer will test his code like this. Before giving the code, just test one time. So how much time it will take? 2 seconds, right? So every time you write one time, and you can execute n number of times. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
So you no need to test, right? Add functionality, subtraction functionality working or not. Just run it one time. Then perfect, build success. Then give it to code for deployment.
Right. And okay, this is part of the unit testing, right?
This is what of unit testing, correct? It is not an integration testing. It's a just unit testing. Why? Because I am testing now only add functionality. I am not testing everything, entire system. I want to test only one particular function. Correct. I don't want to test entire system. End to end, I am not testing. I am testing only add functionality. Say for instance, I have written add functionality. You have written subtraction. So now I will concentrate on only my function, right?
Right.
I will not concentrate on your function, correct? You have to write test cases for your function. So this is kind of unit testing only. This is not an integration testing. So they will ask in questions like that. So how you are performing your unit testing?
Okay.
So then you have to say I'm writing some JUnits. So I'm writing all the scenarios. And this is developer testing basically. And tester testing is Selenium. Selenium, right. I think you know, right?
Right.
Yeah, Selenium the tester side. And the JUnits are from developer side.
So I was thinking to put it on my resume that I have performed unit testing and then integration testing with the developer. So that's
Yes, yes. That will be good. That will be good. And you can add all those things: JUnits, Selenium, feature files, BDD,
right.
all those things. It will be good. So nowadays they are not differentiating between developers and testing. They are telling all are equal. Like they are expecting only full stack developers.
Right.
So that will be good if keep on learning Java and slowly you will become the developer.
Yeah. So,
Now, how you are trying? You are looking as a testing side or a development side?
right now,
Yes.
I'm moreover it's like a developer coded. Right.
Mhm.
I was testing it from the QA side.
Okay.
So I test it manually, and then later on, if they deploy the code and everything in the production, and then I start coding from the Selenium. Because without the confirmation, we
Okay.
cannot automate the script.
Correct. Correct. Yeah. Mm.
Yeah. So that's how we are doing it, and
So you.
also
Uh-huh.
I do gathering the requirement and everything. Also
Mm-hmm.
describe the developer and stuff issue and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And you are using Selenium only for
I'm using Selenium for the automation purpose,
uh-huh.
and other issue tracking tool that I'm using is Bugzilla.
Bugzilla. Okay. Uh-huh. And ALM and all you are not using? Quality
No,
center.
Quality Center, no, I'm not using it. But I had expertise on QTP
Okay.
before.
But QTP, I think